The dog had no name when he was first abandoned. Just skin and bones. He roamed the outskirts of a quiet farming village, scavenging scraps, flinching from every passing hand. The villagers avoided him, calling him cursed, a wild thing, not to be trusted. But everything changed when he met Lena, a quiet 12-year-old girl who lived with her grandfather on a small farm near the forest's edge. She saw the sadness in his eyes and offered him food. Day by day, she won his trust. She named him Ash, for his smoky gray fur and the embers of strength still glowing within. Ash became her shadow, patrolling the fields, watching over the hens, and curling at the foot of her bed each night. He had found his purpose, to protect Lena at all costs. One evening, as a storm gathered in the distance, Ash growled at the forest. Something was wrong. His ears perked at a low rumble, not thunder, something else. In the shadows, a figure moved. Ash stood rigid. The air reeked of danger. The next morning, Grandpa Thomas didn't return from the village. Lena stayed close to the farm, but Ash refused to settle. He barked at every creak, every gust of wind. Then, smoke curled over the treetops, a wildfire, spreading fast and fierce. Ash herded Lena toward the barn as flames swallowed the horizon. She screamed for her grandfather, but the crackle of fire drowned everything out. Ash made a decision. He ran into the woods toward the village, weaving through burning branches, ignoring the searing pain in his paws. He had to find help or die trying. When Ash reached the village, it was chaos. People fled, homes burned, and Thomas was nowhere in sight. Ash barked and howled until someone noticed, the baker's son, Micah. Recognizing the dog, he realized Lena must be trapped.
"Follow me," he cried.
Ash led them back, heart pounding. The forest had become a labyrinth of flame. Ash and Micah fought their way through collapsing trees and choking smoke. A falling branch struck Ash across the side. He yelped but kept going. Back at the farm, Lena was trapped in the barn, flames creeping closer. Ash darted through the burning threshold, found her coughing, scared, and grabbed the hem of her shirt with his teeth, dragging her to the door. Micah arrived just in time. Together, they carried her out, but a second explosion from the farmhouse knocked them back. Ash shielded Lena with his body, burning fur and flesh. They escaped into the open fields, ash raining from the sky. Behind them, the farm was gone. But Lena was alive. Ash limped beside her, one eye swollen, burns marring his coat. Still, he walked, because she was safe. The villagers evacuated to a nearby shelter, nestled in the mountains. Ash was forbidden entry at first. "No strays," said the guard. But Lena clung to him, crying, refusing to go without him. An old woman recognized Ash. "That's the dog that saved the girl," she said. "Let him in." Ash, weak and injured, rested beside Lena. In the days that followed, danger wasn't over. Supplies ran low, and wolves, displaced by the fire, prowled the outskirts of the camp. One night, as snow began to fall, a howl pierced the air. Ash rose painfully, ears alert. A wolf was near, and it was stalking the camp. Ash followed the scent trail into the woods. He found the wolf circling the perimeter, eyes glowing. Though injured and hungry, Ash lunged, teeth bared. The battle was brutal. Blood stained the snow. But Ash held on, his loyalty fiercer than any wild beast. The next morning, he returned limping, for bloodied, but victorious. Winter deepened. A blizzard rolled in. The camp was buried, and Lena fell ill, feverish, pale, gasping for breath. The doctor said she needed medicine stored in the now-abandoned village. The path was blocked for wagons, and the snow too deep for humans. Ash looked at Lena, then at the mountains.
No one had to ask.
He volunteered without words. They tied a small pack of food and a harness for the medicine. Ash set off into the white. The storm raged for 2 days. The path vanished. Ice crusted his nose. He fought frostbite, exhaustion, and the howls of hunger. At last, he reached the village. He collapsed outside the clinic, whimpering. A medic found him, barely alive. God help us, it's the dog from the farm. They packed the medicine and wrapped Ash in blankets. He had done it. Ash was unconscious for days. The journey had nearly killed him. Lena, now recovering, waited by his side every moment. Her tiny hands rested on his paw, whispering stories, begging him to wake up. One morning, as dawn broke, Ash stirred. His eyes fluttered open, weak but alive. Tears streamed down Lena's cheeks. You came back. Ash licked her hand, a soft whine escaping his throat. In that moment, he realized he had been saved, too. Not just from the storm, but from a life of abandonment, fear, and loneliness. The villagers, once fearful of him, brought offerings. They called him Guardian of the Ashes. Spring returned. Trees budded again, and a new cottage rose where the old farm once stood. Ash's burns healed into scars, a quiet reminder of his sacrifice. He was older now, slower, but never far from Lena. Children came to the cottage to hear stories of the brave dog who faced fire and storm. Ash would lie by the fireplace, ears twitching as Lena told his tale. On the mantel above hung a small medal, gifted by the village. To Ash, our protector. Ash never needed the words. He had Lena. He had a home. And in the twilight of his life, Ash knew. He was no longer the abandoned dog. He was the hero who was saved just as deeply as he had saved others.